Well, hello, everybody. It's been quite a bit of time since I've been live. It's been a month and 3 days. But I am back just in time. WrestleMania week. Perfect timing to be back. I'm excited. It's a big week. Of course, as always, the YouTube channel's been up and running hot. When I can't stream, you can always count on a YouTube video. With over, there's hundreds of hours of content available over on my YouTube channel. I post daily videos. Oh, there's old streams going back to, I don't remember which pay-per-view. Could tell. Let me pull that up. Might be a thing for that, actually. Oh, that was my first YouTube live stream. WrestleMania 40. So you've got the full entirety of both nights. It's great. I mean, you've got both nights. You've got the live stuff of the tag match with Reigns and Rock versus Cody and Rollins. You've got the live of Cody, of my real in real time reaction commentary of Cody and Roman. You've got everything from that point, pretty much every pay-per-view forward. You've got Backlash, got King and Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank. There's all kinds of content. Anyways, all kinds of content over on the YouTube channel, including tonight's stream and including all WrestleMania week videos. We started WrestleMania week hot yesterday with a classic heater. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, brother versus brother, WrestleMania 10. I did commentary for that, and it is up on the YouTube channel. That was posted yesterday. Freshly recorded today for tonight's video. That is up. That went up at 6. The Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper, defends the Intercontinental Championship against Bret the Hitman Hart. I didn't mean to do 2 Bret Hart videos in a row, but Bret Hart is one of the GOATs, and honestly had quite a few iconic WrestleMania matches, and there are actually, I think, a couple more in here. Bret Hart wasn't always on the upper side of the WrestleMania matches in terms of getting the victory, but Bret Hart and his in-ring technical skills made for some of the all-time great matches. What you can expect to look forward to for the rest of the week. I have it somewhere. What you can expect. First, let me do that. I need to do something real quick. All right. As I was saying, what you can expect. Tomorrow you can expect, it's been recorded as of today. I recorded 3 videos today. Actually, I recorded 4. Recorded 1 twice. But anyways, you can expect The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the World Wrestling Federation Championship at WrestleMania X7, WrestleMania 17, with a huge plot twist at the end that shocked the entire wrestling industry. So you can expect commentary for that match tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, you can expect one of the most legendary ladder matches in WrestleMania history. The other legendary WrestleMania match. That being Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship. It is a ladder match to determine the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. It took place at WrestleMania 10. The same show as Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, which went up yesterday. And when I mentioned the other iconic ladder match, I believe that footage is already up on the YouTube channel. I could be wrong. It might not be. Oh, the SummerSlam one is up. Okay. So that one isn't up yet. That one you can expect to see in the future. I'm always excited. I'm excited for whatever is to come. I'm excited about it. Monday Night Raw, 2 minutes away. It's the Raw before WrestleMania. We've got all kinds of action. Logan Paul, one final message. AJ Styles gonna get his body warmed up ahead of his big match against Logan Paul at WrestleMania as he takes on a man he's encountered in the past, Karrion Kross. That should be an interesting matchup between those two. Gunther will hear for the World Heavyweight Champion ahead of his match against an opponent he has not taken very seriously. I'm talking about main event Jey Uso, who won the 2025 Royal Rumble and one half of the women's tag team champions. Liv Morgan taking on Bayley before Bayley and Lyra Valkyria take on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania for the women's tag team titles. There's all kinds, and the headliner being Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins are here at the final Raw before WrestleMania. The night one WrestleMania main event will be here. We're going to hear from all three superstars once more. It's the smell in the air. It's the season changing. It's the vibe of WrestleMania. Just days away. Everybody putting on their best. Getting ready to be in the best shape. To do everything that is necessary to be ready for the Showcase of Immortals. Ladies and gentlemen, as the final Raw before WrestleMania, we are 5 days away. WrestleMania weekend approaches when we head to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. But tonight, we are here at the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California, where WWE superstars that will headline the Showcase of Immortals will have their final say. Monday Night Raw presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. We're in Sacramento, but I believe Sacramento is in the heart of Yeet Town because the Yeet Master himself, main event Jey Uso, is in the house days ahead of his huge world title match. And Penta, just 6 nights away from a possibility of winning his first title in the WWE. Penta and Finn Balor of the Judgment Day go one-on-one. And speaking of WrestleMania headlines, CM Punk is here tonight as he gets to main event his first ever WrestleMania against this man, a man he has had many issues for years and years, Seth freaking Rollins. And it'll also be against Rollins' other Shield brother, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will be here tonight. And Paul Heyman is here, the wise man of the OTC, Roman Reigns, who will be in the corner of CM Punk come WrestleMania as per Punk's favor. Let's take a look at what happened last Monday when Jey Uso and Gunther came face to face. Jey Uso was extremely in rare form, an extreme rare form. A light bulb that went off in the mind of main event Jey Uso after watching his brother be beaten into a bloody pulp by Gunther just a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, while Jey was zip tied to the bottom rope. He was helpless. He couldn't do anything but watch his brother be beaten within an inch of his life by the man he will challenge at WrestleMania, Gunther. And Jey has made a promise that he will get him for everybody. For him, for his brother, for the entire bloodline. It is a WrestleMania week, and you can feel it. The vibes are here. It's just, you can feel it in your bones, the smell in the air. There's just a different vibe. You can feel it, the goosebumps, knowing that it's WrestleMania season. And I am Sam, aka Hype the Commentator. And I just want to welcome you guys to Monday Night Raw. But look at a man who's making his way to the ring with a purpose. The World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, not wasting any time, just walking to the ring. And the look in his face says it all. And it's time for an interview. Michael Cole will be interviewing the ring general Gunther.
Last week, Jay walked down here, he looked me in the eye, and he told me that he's not afraid of me no more. Last week, Jay came down here. Let me get to the point. Tonight I'm here to look you and everybody else in their eyes and tell you that Jey Uso is full of crap.
Listen, guys, I understand you're all frustrated. But speaking of frustration, Gunther, it appears that you're a bit frustrated. And we saw what happened last year at WrestleMania when you walked in.
It seems the Yeet Chants have taken over this interview.
Screw Jey Uso! What? Screw everything Jey Uso stands for. And screw everybody who stands with him. Ever since I stepped foot in this company, I am the greatest gift this company has ever received. For 80% of my time in this company, I have been a champion. And right now, I am the greatest World Heavyweight Champion of all time. And I refuse to let somebody like Jey Uso ruin that for me. Yeah, do it as much as you want. I don't care. Jay, I urge you, put your chest out. Walk into WrestleMania with more confidence than you ever had, because it won't matter. At the end of the day, the bell has to ring. And when that happens, you still can't lace my boots. And I will still put you down for a 4th consecutive time.
Gunther promising to put Jay down for the 4th time.
For the last 2 weeks, I've been accused. The last 2 weeks, I've been told you went too far with Jimmy. You lost control. Jay, trust me one thing. In 37 years of my life, I have never lost control. And 2 weeks ago, when I took a bath in your brother's blood, I was in full control, and I loved it. And Jay, I want you to go pray to the Lord. Thank him that I was in control 2 weeks ago, because if it wouldn't have been, I would have drowned you both in Jimmy's blood.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward next week calling my mother and telling her how much I enjoyed it. To beat the living hell out of Jey Uso and walk out of WrestleMania still the World Heavyweight Champion.
Much of an interview.
Yeah, not quite the interview that we were expecting to get. Thinking a little bit more of a sit down. Michael Cole got a question in. WrestleMania coming to you this Saturday and Sunday. Gunther in this state. You can see the pure frustration in the ring general. I can only imagine what Jey Uso's body is going to look like after this version of Gunther gets his hands on the Yeet Master. We have a tag title match on WrestleMania Sunday. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend the tag titles against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This is that tournament from last Friday. Bayley would counter Alba Fire. The tag made it to Lyra. That leg drop off the top, 1, 2, and 3, advancing to the finals, becoming the number 1 contenders for the women's tag team titles. But right now we got singles action coming your way. The first match on the last Raw before WrestleMania. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez enter the ring. Liv Morgan will go one-on-one with Bayley. Next, this match brought to you by Total Wireless. And it'll be next on Netflix. And as the season winds down in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings stay alive. With that being Sacramento being the host of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. You can catch Raw Recap tomorrow on YouTube and Spotify, and you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts at WWE. You can catch Raw Recaps every week with Sam Roberts and Megan Morant.
Nothing that Rhea or Io can do to stop me from getting my flowers and walking out of WrestleMania as champion, because you cannot spell WrestleMania without E-S-T.
And the truth is, Bianca Belair has earned her.
Bianca Belair, she earned this match. She won the Elimination Chamber, but Rhea Ripley kind of forced her way back into it because Rhea Ripley agreed to defend her title against Io Sky the Raw after Elimination Chamber, and Rhea lost, and she wasn't too happy about it. Rhea wrestled her way into it, I guess you could put it. And Bayley in the ring with Liv Morgan as this match is set. And here we go. This match is officially underway. Liv Morgan has Raquel Rodriguez in her corner, much like Bayley has Lyra Valkyria in her corner. But come WrestleMania Sunday, it'll be a tag team match. The titles will be on the line. It'll be tag team rules. And you've got these two former women's champions. Liv Morgan, a former two-time women's world champion, former Miss Money in the Bank. Bayley, a multi-time women's champion. And you just saw Liv Morgan stomping a mud hole and Bayley in the corner. What a slap to Liv. Now it's Bayley who's on the driving offense on Morgan. Bayley blocking a forearm shot, but Liv breaks free. And Bayley taking down Liv Morgan with a Lou Thesz press. Clothesline. Oh. Kick out at 2. And Bayley, a big trailblazer when it comes to the new era of the women's division, going from the Divas era to the women's era. One of the original 4 horsewomen of NXT that shaped the women's division we have today. They helped shape the revolution. And Liv Morgan, who's had quite the year, including her huge feud with Rhea Ripley. And Bayley explodes out of the corner with a clothesline. You know, the problem is there comes a point where a lot of people have been underestimating Bayley as of late. And it's almost like people are forgetting just how much Bayley has accomplished throughout her tenure here in WWE. And it's a shame to see that. But Bayley and Lyra able to punch their tickets to WrestleMania through the gauntlet match. And Bayley has the opportunity to once again be a women's tag team champion. And that snap suplex taken down Liv Morgan was only enough for a 2 count. But a very impactful move to say the least. Liv Morgan turns Bayley around, counter, but Bayley with a counter of her own as Liv Morgan charged. And a deep arm drag from Bayley. And a backdrop takes down Morgan. And Morgan wisely rolls to the outside onto the floor. Gonna take her time recovering. This is about getting a pre-WrestleMania warm-up. Oh! Bayley was looking for that suicide dive, but got caught with a nasty forearm by Liv, who connects with a suplex on the floor and still holds on. Looking for the Three Amigos. Made famous by the late, great Eddie Guerrero. And a knee to the midsection. And speaking of midsection, Bayley just sent Liv Morgan midsection first. Oh, steel steps. And Bayley went to charge Morgan, but the knee connected first. No. Oh, and a suplex off the steps onto the floor. I don't know who got the worst of that one. This match continues. Back live here at the Golden One Center in Sacramento, just days away from the Showcase of Immortals WrestleMania. It is Bayley versus Liv Morgan on WrestleMania Sunday. These two, along with their respective tag team partners, will face off as Liv and Raquel will defend their tag team titles against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Bayley was able to block Liv's shot with a knee right to the face of Morgan. This could be exactly what Bayley was looking for. Oh! Bayley full speed face first into that middle turnbuckle. A rough landing. I'm sure there's going to be some whiplash on that. And that step up in Zagiri. And went for the cover, but not quite enough to keep Bayley down for the 3. And Bayley with a kick to the back of Bayley. And it's Bayley who is in trouble right now as Liv off the middle turnbuckle. Oh, but gets caught by Bayley. Bayley looking to turn this one around. Liv fighting free. Oh, turns it into a cover. And Bayley kicks out. Bayley went for a knee and a roll up by Liv Morgan. What a knee. Catches Liv hard. But Bayley doing some damage to her own knee in the process. Sunset flip bomb. Sunset flip buckle bomb. Will it be enough to put Liv Morgan away? But Morgan stays alive. What a nasty landing on that sunset flip buckle bomb by Bayley. It was very effective. And the longer this match goes on, a high impact move like that will definitely show on your opponent's body and how effectively they are able to move. Liv Morgan and Bayley getting warmed up for WrestleMania. The last stop, at least for the red brand, ahead of the Showcase of Immortals. We've got one more pit stop, and that is the blue brand Friday Night SmackDown. And the double knees to the face of Bayley on the apron by Liv Morgan. Look at the eyes of one half of the tag team champs. And a shotgun drop kick off the apron. Nails Bayley on the floor, but did Liv Morgan do some damage to herself in the process? Morgan and Bayley both bringing the fight, but it's about who wants it more. Morgan gets Bayley back in the ring, pulls the leg back, and Bayley able to kick out at 2. This would be a big advantage heading into WrestleMania. Whoever gets the victory tonight, you get a big boost of confidence, and that's exactly what you need heading in to the biggest show of the year. You need it. It's something that will definitely help heading into such a big match. And if you don't have it, while not the end of the world, you feel slightly less confident in your ability to get the victory. But Bayley pulls out a big, like a stun gun of some sorts. And Bayley with a belly to belly that's won her multiple women's championships. Will she put Morgan away? Bayley for the win ahead of WrestleMania. And Rodriguez putting Morgan's foot on the bottom rope, but it's Valkyria who goes after Raquel. Oh, but the big boot by Raquel nails Lyra rather. Bayley nails Raquel up on the rope. Now a backstabber by Liv Morgan. Liv went for Oblivion, but Bayley held on. Jackknife. Will it be? And Bayley gets the win. A much needed win for Bayley ahead of WrestleMania. You gotta wonder what that did for the confidence of the women's tag team champions, with Liv Morgan getting a singles loss over one half of the opponents they'll face come WrestleMania Sunday. But nonetheless, the next stop for these four women, Raquel, Liv, Bayley, and Lyra, it'll be all about the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships come Sunday. There's all kinds of festivities coming up to you on WrestleMania week. The Pat McAfee Show will be live from WWE World in Las Vegas this Friday. The OTC, the original tribal chief, and the 14-time world champion, new WWE Hall of Famer, the CEO, well, the CCO rather, Triple H, will join the Pat McAfee Show. And coming this Saturday, it'll be Roman, Seth, and CM Punk. Let's take a look at what happened 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. And it would be CM Punk and Reigns. Meanwhile, Rollins would watch on as Punk would nail Reigns with a go to sleep.
Here, right now.
Don't put your damn hands on me again!
CM Punk here.
And CM Punk would come to the aid of Paul Heyman. Only to be stomped by Rollins.
Now, you owe me a favor.
Paul Heyman finds himself
Paul Heyman waiting the arrival of the OTC Roman Reigns.
momentarily. Pat, Roman and Paul have not been together since CM Punk.
Roman Reigns and Paul haven't been together since 2 weeks ago.
Right there. Goat talk continues.
But as we get to WrestleMania, where all the goats come out to play.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the LWO from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, WWE Hall of Famer, Rey Mysterio!
Rey Mysterio, one of the all-time GOATs. And coming up next, he will go up against Julius Creed of American Made, live on Netflix. Undertaker One Dead Man Show will take place this Saturday at 10 p.m. as part of WrestleMania week. And the ultimate setting of The Undertaker as he tells tales of his time on the road, of his historic 30-plus year career. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. The final Raw, Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, sponsored by Wingstop, the wing experts. Wingstop knows how to sauce it up, baby. Last week, it was made official that Rhea Ripley would be added to this Women's World Championship match, making it a triple threat match. That match will come to you on WrestleMania Sunday. But back in the ring, where a match that will take place right now is Julius Creed of American Made taking on legendary WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. Let's take a look at what happened last Monday. Let's get a look at what happened last Monday. Americana, El Grande Americana with that metal in the nose went for the headbutt on Dragon Lee. 1, 2, and 3. The ref didn't even notice the metal. And you saw that look of Burt Kreischer, who was in attendance last week, not pleased. It'll be Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano this Saturday on night 1 of WrestleMania. But right now, what is happening is Rey Mysterio and Julius Creed. Creed, who backs Mysterio into the corner. Mysterio, who is the biggest little man in WWE history, has faced some of the biggest opponents that this industry has to offer. The likes of The Undertaker, Kane, The Big Show, The Great Khali. And Rey Mysterio has come out alive. Rey Mysterio, a multi-time world champion, former WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, United States champion, tag team champion. Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer. Rey Mysterio has done everything there is to do in this industry, including once upon a time, Rey Mysterio won the tag titles with his son, Dominic Mysterio, before what would ultimately be one of the craziest turns of all time, when Dominic would turn his back on his father and side with the Judgment Day. And Mysterio is going to need to use his quickness to his advantage, as Julius Creed, two-time All-American, exploding with a wicked clothesline, nearly turning Mysterio inside out, not wasting any time, going for a cover as he hooks the leg, but only gets a 2 count. Let's get another look at this. That clothesline that turned Rey Mysterio inside out. This is about getting a lot of superstars warmed up for WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio making sure his body's warmed up and calloused the best it can be before WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio, years and years of punishment to his body, needs to make sure it is moving with 100% mobility. But at the same time, he risks getting injured just days ahead of his huge match against El Grande Americano. And that could be a big detriment to whether or not the match happens or the strategy that Mysterio will need in that match. Mysterio was looking for the 619. Rey, with incredible balance, able to maintain stability on the apron. And now it's Brutus Creed who gets on the apron, but Chad Gable takes advantage of the opportunity. Julius, who leaps up to the top. And there's Dragon Lee who gets involved. There's all kinds of involvement going on in this one-on-one match. Senior official Chad Patton, he's had enough. He's getting everybody out of here. We're going to have a one-on-one match. Rey Mysterio and Julius Creed is going to be one-on-one with everybody sent out when we come back. With over 14,000 attendance here at the Golden One Center, we are sold out on the Raw before WrestleMania. Right now inside the ring, it is WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and member of American Made, Julius Creed. Julius Creed gets sent over the top. The way his spine landed on the edge of the ring apron, he's going to feel that right away. Rey Mysterio with a drop kick sends Julius Creed right back to the floor. Rey Mysterio pulling out all the greatest hits, but gets countered caught by Creed with a takedown, and then just deadlifting. Look at the power lifting up when a suplex position, now marching up the steps. The amount of power it takes to lift a grown man like that. And a huge kick drives right back. Nobody home as Julius Creed drove full speed ahead, and the only thing he came in contact with was that ring post. And Rey Mysterio now has some time to regroup as Mysterio climbs up back to the ring apron, looking to go high, where Rey Mysterio feels at home up at the top turnbuckle. Hurricane Rana off the top, Julius Creed in the opposite corner. This is where Rey Mysterio needs to be. He needs to use his quickness to his advantage, but take advantage of the opportunities where he can kind of ground and pound Julius Creed, but stay quick with it. Kind of like a 1-2, find your space, 1-2. It's almost like a boxing method for being a smaller guy, having to go head to head with the bigger superstars, because you have to constantly be on your toes and make sure that your opponents aren't getting any hits on you. Rey Mysterio went for the cover, but only enough for a 2 count as Julius Creed able to kick out. And Rey Mysterio turned things around with that tornado DDT, but it was not enough to keep Julius Creed down for the 3. This is a must win for Rey Mysterio if he's going to head into WrestleMania with momentum against El Grande Americano, as Rey Mysterio sweeps between Julius, but Julius drove that knee right between the eyes, and now the straps come down. But that frustration went absolutely nowhere because it wasn't focused. Rey Mysterio calling a shot. But look who's here. El Grande Americano's here. El Grande Americano. Rey Mysterio was looking to prove to the world it was Chad Gable. Julius took advantage of the distraction, but only enough for 2. Rey drove Julius into El Grande Americano. Now it's Mysterio looking to dial it up with a 6-1-9 and a splash over the top for the 1, 2, and 3. Rey Mysterio gets the win heading into WrestleMania. A big victory for Mysterio, but it has been spoiled by El Grande Americano, who attacks Mysterio from behind. And now here comes the LWO, but Julius Creed is still out there. Dragon Lee looking for some revenge. Oh, and the steel plate has got to be still in the mask. Adam Pearce should do an investigation on this, because if this is how this match is going to go, it's just not right. And up at the top, El Grande Americano. And Mysterio is out. That's got to be Chad Gable. Same build. Once again, that metal piece in the bridge of the nose. And the Cinco head. And with just days removed from WrestleMania, El Grande Americano stands tall above Rey Mysterio, but will that be the same come WrestleMania Saturday, when it's Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano, which the match will be presented by Papa John's. Ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania is presented to you by Snickers. Be satisfied. And WWE 2K25. You can create your own superstars. Enter the island of relevancy with constant updates. It's going to be one heck of a fight come WrestleMania with the tag titles on the line. The War Raiders and the New Day.
We take back what belongs to us. That's our WWE World Tag Team Championships. And we remind the entire world that your boys, the New Day, are the greatest tag team on the face of planet Earth.
Because, Jackie, last week was just a taste of what the New Day is willing to do to get our titles back. And after WrestleMania, Eric is going to wish that we would have taken his head off so him and Ivar would have to catch the beating they're going to get this Saturday. And when we regain our tag team championships at WrestleMania, every irrelevant and immature member of the WWE Universe will have no choice but to drop to their knees, raise their hands to the sky, and scream in unison, "Thank God for the New Day."
Guys, thanks for the time. We'll see you at WrestleMania. Cole, sounds like the New Day is ready for a war. Back to you.
New Day is ready to go to war with the War Raiders come WrestleMania when the tag titles will be on the line. Raw brought to you by Total Wireless. It's not just some, though. It's Total. Oh, it's time. It's not just about being great. It's about being phenomenal with this man. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, gets ready for WrestleMania. AJ Styles has a big match against Logan Paul at WrestleMania, but before that, he's going to get warmed up against Karrion Kross here in Sacramento. This Friday at 10 p.m. Pacific, live on Peacock, the 2025 Hall of Fame. All kinds of exciting things going on. Las Vegas, Hall of Fame. Friday, Undertaker 1 Dead Man Show, and the Roast of WrestleMania featuring Tony Hinchcliffe on Sunday, and then next Tuesday, NXT. Karrion Kross and AJ Styles set for action. Match sponsored by Wingstop, the wing experts. This is interesting. As we get set for the AJ Styles and Logan Paul match, Karrion Kross, what was interesting is Karrion Kross is wearing unique tights. You don't usually see Karrion Kross in tights. Kross trying to wear tights to convince AJ Styles to go back to his evil ways. Kross is a man who likes to bring out the evil side in people. And AJ Styles going right after Kross. Kross, a former multi-time NXT champion. AJ Styles, a man who's traveled all over the world with over 50 championships won, including the WWE Championship, the Intercontinental title, the United States Championship, tag titles. He's a Grand Slam champion here in the WWE. But outside the WWE, one of our partners, TNA. AJ Styles, a former TNA World Champion. AJ Styles, notable for his time that he spent in Japan. AJ Styles, a former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Scarlett getting involved in this, though. So, with AJ Styles having this big match with Logan Paul, AJ Styles needs this victory over Karrion Kross. This night has been filled with WWE superstars getting warmed up for their matches at WrestleMania. And this match for AJ Styles is no different. He's got quite the roadblock at hand with Karrion Kross, who is trying to bring out the worst in him. And now it's Karrion Kross who was stomping away at Styles in the corner, sending Styles chest first into the opposite corner. And now mocking the Phenomenal One is Kross. Kross, always about playing mind games with his opponents. AJ Styles, they're with no title on the line at WrestleMania. AJ Styles still defending something. That's defending the WWE. At least how he sees it. Defending the WWE from a part-timer like Logan Paul. Defending it from an outsider, if you will. And Kross taking out AJ, who as Styles hit shoulder first into the apron hard. Oh, Styles chest first into the barricade. How ironic is it that there's a fan in the front row wearing a Prime bottle costume, considering AJ Styles' opponent come WrestleMania will be Logan Paul, one of the founders of Prime, and Kross just sent AJ Styles flying over into the Timekeepers area. Kross is in control. And Karrion Kross has been quite impressive. We are back live on Raw here in Sacramento. Kross trying to put away Styles as he gets the cover. And a kick out by the Phenomenal One. Kross trying to stop all of AJ Styles' momentum ahead of his match. No, oh, it seemed, I thought he was going to go for a Styles clash to mock Styles. And a final prayer for Styles. But Styles, who's a believer, kicks out at 2. And Styles, who survived. AJ Styles to bringing back the old ways of when he was phenomenal, which he's always been phenomenal. But AJ Styles, who's felt off, wanted to go back to the old music, the old gear, bringing out the mood, the vibe that has made him a champion everywhere he's went. Oh, some serious damage could be done to the shin of Kross. Scarlett checking on her beloved. Kross could have done some serious damage to his ankle. And Styles. Oh, it was all a ruse. I don't know why I expected anything less. And Kross, who faked it out, AJ Styles went to Jessica Carr, the official for this, to, showing some sympathy, asking the ref if Kross was okay, but Kross was playing a little game. He was playing possum. Meanwhile, AJ Styles didn't take that too lightly. And now this is where the momentum comes in. You don't want to play mind games with AJ Styles. He'll come right back at you. But Kross, with a kick to the midsection and a DDT, plants Styles into the mat. Is Kross looking to put Styles away? He's calling his shot. The shot that will end AJ Styles' momentum to WrestleMania. Kross hammer, but Styles ducks. Styles has Kross up. Ushigoroshi. But AJ Styles doing damage to himself in the process. Oh, but Kross sending AJ Styles up and over. And a head ringer catches Kross on the top rope. AJ Styles with a big right. And now AJ Styles has Kross right where he wants him. A move that is as phenomenal as it gets. The phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles walking into WrestleMania in phenomenal fashion. AJ Styles holding his ground, maintaining his cool, and with a phenomenal forearm being the final blow, AJ Styles has made sure he walks in to WrestleMania warmed up with one final victory. Oh. Look who's showing up. And right on time is Logan Paul, the opponent of AJ Styles come WrestleMania. The Maverick Logan Paul. I don't think this crowd likes Logan Paul very much. Logan Paul disrespecting the fans here in Sacramento. What is this that Logan Paul is about to show? Logan Paul really is full of himself, isn't he? All of his highlights into a video. Logan Paul trying to highlight himself. AJ Styles saying, let's get WrestleMania started early. AJ Styles does not want to wait for the showcase of Immortals. Logan Paul making his way to the ring, but Karrion Kross coming from behind. Now Styles is ready, but he's got to deal with both Paul and Kross. Karrion Kross, who has Styles up on his shoulders, the numbers game. Oh, Styles takes out Kross. Oh, and Logan Paul, one lucky punch. And AJ Styles is about to be pulverized with the pulverizer from the Maverick himself, Logan Paul, who puts out AJ Styles ahead of their highlight match that will take place on Sunday at WrestleMania. Logan Paul looking to have another viral moment, another viral match as he takes on one of the greatest this industry has ever seen, someone who has been regarded as this generation's Shawn Michaels. And speaking of WrestleMania, this Saturday will be CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event, a man who has fought year after year for WrestleMania to be the main event. He finally gets to do it this Saturday live in Las Vegas when he takes on Seth freaking Rollins and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman, the wise man for the OTC, still waiting on the arrival of the OTC himself, Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie's Place is available now, streaming Wednesday, featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin on ESPN Plus. This is the final Monday Night Raw before the Showcase of Immortals WrestleMania. Brought to you by Snickers. If you're hungry, don't wait. Eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. It's time. It's Yeet Town here in Sacramento. Or is Sacramento Yeet Town? The Yeet Master main event, Jey Uso, is here on the final Raw before he challenges Gunther in the biggest match of his career. He gets the challenge for a world championship at the Showcase of Immortals, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for any superstar. But for Jey to break free from the path of what seemed like always being a tag team wrestler to now becoming a singles sensation. Main event, Jey Uso is ready. He has a purpose after what he witnessed when his brother was in a pool of blood, left within an inch of his life, beaten by the ring general Gunther 2 weeks ago. And Jey, who was defenseless as he was zip tied to that bottom rope, the only thing he could do was watch. And he made it clear to Gunther that when it comes time for WrestleMania, he's doing it for him, for his brother, for his family. But that's WrestleMania. Now's the time to celebrate with the Yeet Master, and then we can celebrate after when the Yeet Master wins the World Heavyweight Championship. But the big question is, if he wins the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso soaking it all in. It's the final Raw before the biggest match of his career, for one of the biggest moments of his life. There aren't moments like these that come too often in your life. This is one of those big moments that you'll remember for the rest of your life. We're going to hear from the Yeet Master himself, main event, Jey Uso.
You earned this, dude. You earned this.
All right, we're getting a second round of it. Can you imagine this Saturday when over 60,000 are going to get involved in the Yeet chants? It's going to be wild. Yeet. Oh, 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 yeet. Whoop, up, 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 yeet.
All right, check it. I said what I had to say to Gunther last week. But I really wanted to come out here and holler at y'all. Yeah, my peoples. What up, Sacktown? My mama out here somewhere in the crowd. She out here somewhere in the crowd. But look, Goose. Everybody keep on asking me, Oos, Jay, where your mind at? Am I crashing out? Hell yeah, I'm crashing out. But I'm locked in. Locked in for me. Locked in for my family. I'm locked in for y'all. Check it out though. Hey, hold up. Listen to Gunther out here talk. You know what that made me feel like? He mad. Nah. You afraid. Yeah, Gunther, you afraid. You afraid I'm gonna whoop your ass in front of 60,000 people for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Hey, but look though, I'm gonna see you on Saturday, Oos. Gunther, I'm gonna get you, cuz. So here's what we're gonna do. One time for the one time. Hey, Oos, please hit my music. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Perhaps this is the last time we will see Jey Uso without a title. Without the world title. Well, at least ahead of his big match, that is. Jey Uso challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship this Saturday. Gunther, Jey, world title. The biggest match in the career of Main Event Jey Uso takes place at the Showcase of Immortals, WrestleMania. Well, Jey is a man on a mission. When you see what Jey Uso has seen, being, as I mentioned earlier, when you are forced to watch your brother being beaten, somebody you came out the womb together with, your twin, the way he's watched his brother get just left in a pool of blood and not a darn thing he could do about it. Jey was left defenseless. He was zip cuffed to that bottom rope. That changes you. It really makes you feel a certain way when you're helpless and you get put in a tough spot. But when it matters the most, Jey is going to make sure that Gunther finds out that he messed with the wrong Uso. With WrestleMania being a few days away, all the emotions are setting in. The vibes are kicking up. And we are ready to rock and roll. But big night at with Pat McAfee and friends in Pittsburgh can be viewed now exclusively on Hulu. Featuring, of course, the one, the only Pat McAfee. Let's take a look at the Wingstop highlight of the night. This was last Monday. Penta would pin Dominic Mysterio. Here would come Carlito to attack Penta from behind with a backstabber. But the unpredictable badass with one of the all-time greatest spears that left everybody, including myself, absolutely speechless. Spearing everybody in his path. But here would come Finn Balor from behind. Balor would hold the title, but Balor would escape just in the nick of time. Let's take you to Kathy Kelly.
Continental Champion Braun Breaker. Braun, this Sunday at WrestleMania, the odds are stacked against you as you put that title on the line against 3 other men. So how are you handling and navigating going into what are calling the biggest title defense of your career?
Yeah, Kathy, I mean, this is obviously the biggest title defense of my career. This is my very first.
Oh my God. The Judgment Day attacking Braun Breaker. Oh. It's a 3-on-1 assault. Wow, well, that just happened. Well, Braun Breaker defends his title this weekend. He needs to be in the best condition he can be, but after that, I don't know what condition he is in. Penta is set for action. When we come to WrestleMania on Sunday, Penta looks to win his first title, but before we can get there, a first-time matchup between Penta and Balor, and it's up next on Raw on Netflix. And the final SmackDown before WrestleMania will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. That'll be live on the USA Network. This coming Friday, the WrestleMania kickoff will take place at 5 p.m. Eastern. The WrestleMania kickoff will feature a bunch of superstars, including main event Jey Uso and Gunther. We've got Braun Breaker. We've got the women's world title match. And you've got the visionary Seth freaking Rollins as well. But before we can get to WrestleMania, before we can get to Friday Night SmackDown, we've still got some more action. And right now we're about to see some action. A first-time matchup as Finn Balor and Penta are about to go head-to-head. And Penta driving Finn Balor off the top of that. Penta up and over. Tope con hilo. Takes out Balor on the outside on the floor. You never know what you're going to get with Penta. Penta, one of the more unique luchadors. Both of these superstars are international superstars, have traveled the world. Penta, who spent a lot of time in Mexico, where Balor spent a lot of time across the pond. He also spent some time in Japan as well. And Penta would kick back Balor right there. Balor counters. Penta was looking for that Penta driver. Balor was looking for that inverted DDT elbow. Sweeps the leg. You know, many forget that Balor is super accomplished here in the WWE. Former United States champion, former Intercontinental champion, former tag team champion, and the inaugural Universal champion. Balor's a Grand Slam champion. So it's not far-fetched to say that Balor could reclaim some old glory and become Intercontinental champion once again come WrestleMania. But the thing is, with this match is about picking up some momentum, getting the extra good vibes in ahead of the Showcase of Immortals. You need all of the momentum you can absolutely get. Because when the stage arrives, when it's time to step out, the nerves, they need to die down. But with that loss trickling in your mind, it can really mess with your mindset in such a big match. And Penta with a thunderous chop to Balor, but Balor now with a kick to the chest of Penta. And Balor has had trouble winning singles gold. It's been quite a bit of time, as I was mentioning. And the thing is, you've got somebody like Penta in his match. Since making his debut on the second edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, in the Netflix era, Penta has been making huge waves. Penta's the man who has a lot, and I mean a lot, of momentum behind him heading into the match. He's got quite the win-loss record. He's been making huge waves. The fans love him everywhere we go. But right now, it's Balor who's in control over Penta. And Balor, again and again, repeated on the chest of Penta. And Balor, who is in control. And Balor going back to the old days. I don't know if he got a shot of that. You got a peep at that, but the Too Sweet to his days as a member of the club in which he founded, the Bullet Club. And this match continues on Monday Night Raw. It's Penta and Balor up at the top and a crash it bird with a superplex as we come back to you on Monday Night Raw. Balor with a wicked superplex on Penta. Get another look at this superplex, but it wasn't quite enough to keep Penta down for the 3. And Balor getting control of this arm of Penta. And it's Penta, arm drag, breaks free. And a Hurricane Rana from Penta to Balor. And now it's Penta who's starting to pick up some much needed momentum in this match. What a super kick, catches Balor in the jaw. Oh, a devastating backstabber by Penta for the win. Will it be? And it is not quite enough to keep Balor down. I can't believe Balor was able to kick out after that. And Balor, who goes into the corner. Penta and Balor one-on-one ahead of the Intercontinental title match. What a way to kick off WrestleMania week here in Sacramento. And Penta was looking to go high risk. Balor scouted it and sent Penta. Was looking to dump him to the floor, but Penta was able to maintain his balance. And talk about balance and agility. That was impressive by Penta. Inverted sling blade. Oh, but a sling blade from Balor, a regular sling blade. And Penta is stunned. Balor sets up, but Penta with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker to Balor. And Penta calling a shot. No. We know what this is. This is the sacrifice. Balor becomes a sacrificial lamb. More like a sacrificial limb after what Penta did to that arm of Finn Balor. And then a Penta driver, but rolls through his Balor. And Penta kicks out. What a shot to the midsection. And a super kick to Balor. Sends him to the mat. And both of these two really bringing the fight to each other, taking a beating. Oh, come on. Carlito. Dominic Mysterio. Here. Of course the Judgment Day would show up. They just had to make their presence felt when we were watching an absolute classic between these two superstars. Shotgun drop kick to Penta. Oh no, you hear the sirens. And the dogs are barking. Usually Sacramento's home of the Kings. But tonight, the dogs are barking. And Carlito realizes he's in the same shot again. Oh, the match is over. And Braun Breaker's going right after Balor. Dominic Mysterio jumping Breaker from behind. And now, we just saw this earlier of Braun being outnumbered by the Judgment Day. Dom and Carlito double team. Double spear! Have you ever seen anything like it? A double spear by Breaker. And Breaker looking for one more. Penta, you're not going to like the view when you turn around. But Penta gets the boot up. And Penta stopped Breaker right in his tracks. Hurricane Rana. He didn't get all of it, but he sent Breaker to the outside. Penta. The agility. And it takes out everybody. And it's Penta who stands tall in the ring ahead of the huge Intercontinental title match. It's Balor, Breaker, Penta, and Mysterio Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way coming to you this Sunday on WrestleMania Sunday. USA, Florida, Roman Reigns, welcome on in to the stream. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Just got the chance to see ya. Welcome on in. How you doing tonight? Roman Reigns is in fact coming tonight. We will see Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins all come ahead on the final Raw before WrestleMania. WrestleMania is going to be one heck of a night. One heck of two nights, with the first night featuring Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins. I can see you're a big Roman Reigns fan. Roman Reigns, the OTC, the only one true tribal chief. Saturday, we've got Stand and Deliver at 1 p.m. Eastern. And on both nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday, WrestleMania 41. The show of shows, the showcase of immortals, where legends are born. History will be made. Next Monday, Raw will be live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Get your tickets now. What a triple threat we have coming your way. When it's CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, and Roman Reigns. These three have so much history. You go back to 15 years ago, and you've got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. We saw how that all played out. And we got a world tag title match. We've got the New Day, who taking on the War Raiders. This will be Rey Mysterio's 13th WrestleMania, and he will take on El Grande Americano. And the United States Championship will be on the line as the Megastar. With everybody saying LA Knight, he'll take on the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. And the WWE Women's title is on the line. The 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte, takes on the Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. This match has become absolutely personal between these two. And this has gotten as real as it gets between main event Jey Uso and Gunther. Main event Jey Uso, the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner. He's looking to make sure that he brings the title home, does it for himself, for his brother, and for his family. And speaking of titles, the women's tag team titles will be on the line on WrestleMania Sunday as Liv and Raquel defend against Bayley and Lyra. And then we're taking it to the streets. A Sin City street fight as Damian Priest and the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre come head to head. And then we just saw a preview of this moments ago. The Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way match as Braun Breaker defends against Penta, Balor, and Miss Dominic Mysterio. And earlier tonight, we saw a face-off between these two. After AJ Styles defeated Karrion Kross, AJ Styles will face the Maverick, the social media megastar, Logan Paul. This one is going to be an absolute heater, a show stealer for sure. Three of the very best today. Women's World title is on the line as Io defends her Women's World Championship against the Women's Elimination Chamber winner, Bianca Belair, and the former Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. And it's the biggest match. One of the all-time big matches in WrestleMania history that have yet to happen. And is for the undisputed WWE Championship. The American Nightmare defends his title against the 16-time world champion, John Cena. It is for all the gold, all the glory. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman, who still waits the arrival of Roman Reigns. CM Punk now sitting next to Paul. Paul Heyman is in a world of just messiness right now. Paul Heyman, it's just all over the place. And now the OTC makes his way to the ring. Not a good look. This isn't a good look for Mr. Heyman whatsoever. Whatever happens on this final Raw between the three stars that will be featured in the main event, it's going to be wild, and it's coming next on Netflix. Roman Reigns, the OTC, is on Raw. Paul Heyman caught up to him. The ones are high in Sacramento. But will the ones still be high in the main event of WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas? Poor husband at that sign said, "We'll dump my husband for Roman." Damn. That's tough. Wow, I think that says everything about how Roman feels about Paul right now. Loud OTC chants here in Sacramento.
The whole world can feel that. The whole world can hear that you love and acknowledge your tribal chief. And now the whole world understands that you would never betray your tribal chief. But not everybody's like you. Some people would betray me. Sacramento, you got any guesses on who that might be? Wise man, how could you betray me? Sacramento, the wise man, he can't hear you. You gotta say it a little louder.
Quite the chant here from Sacramento, letting Paul know exactly what he did.
My tribal chief, it was not a betrayal. I paid back a favor that I owed.
Sacramento, I must be a little confused here. The way favors work is you usually pay it back yourself, correct? It feels like the only person getting screwed here in this whole favor is me. And if there's one thing you know about me, if there's one thing you know about your tribal chief, we ain't ever gonna ask for a favor. No, we take what we want. So I don't owe a favor because I never asked for any help. I never asked for anybody to join me at War Games. Therefore, I never asked for this favor. So please tell me how I'm supposed to cover the tab for your dumbass favor.
Oh! Speaking of favors, here comes Seth freaking Rollins, who didn't stomp Paul Heyman last Monday on Raw and said, now you owe me a favor. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, along with Dean Ambrose, ruled WWE for years. They did everything they could, and at the peak, Rollins sold out and joined the Authority to get himself one step ahead, to get himself forward ahead of his fellow Shield brothers. Rollins would go on to do the unthinkable and be the first time, and for the first time ever, the Money in the Bank contract would be cashed in the main event of WrestleMania, where he would pin Roman Reigns to win his first WWE championship. There's a lot of history. CM Punk, who brought in the Shield to be his bodyguards.
Sacramento! Business is filled with people like you, people that don't show up except for when it's convenient and want everybody else to do all the dirty work. Then this business dies. And it can't be CM Punk either, and you're starting to figure that out. Because if this business is filled with little CM Punks running around who want to pick up their ball and go home when times get tough, only to come back and leech off the profits of other people's success, this business dies.
Rollins seeing Punk winning at Mania as the business dying. Wow. Rollins has quite choice words for Paul Heyman. Rollins making Roman Reigns think. Roman Reigns is actually thinking about that statement that Rollins just made. Boom! What a shot to Rollins. Roman Reigns has attacked Rollins. And Roman made it seem like Seth had talked some sense into him, but the joke was there all along. But Roman Reigns pushes Paul Heyman down. Oh no. And now CM Punk makes a beeline. And now Punk, Reigns go at it. Punk, one of the first Paul Heyman guys. Oh, and Punk gets caught with a spear. And now it's Reigns who unloads on Punk, repaying the favor for last week. Well, rather 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. But Rollins now finds himself with a chair to the back of Reigns. Shades of when Rollins turned on the Shield. Rollins. And a stomp to Punk. And a stomp to Reigns. Will this be the same fate of WrestleMania main event night 1 come Saturday as Rollins eyes down a scared and shaken wise man Paul Heyman? Seth Rollins stands tall. All right, everybody. That was Monday Night Raw. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I gotta go to the gym. I'm going to the gym early tomorrow, and then I'm going to work, and then I'm going to the wrestling school from there. So it's a long day tomorrow. I wanted to make sure I streamed. I want to make sure we're back on a stream schedule. I wanted WrestleMania week to really launch me forward. So there's that. Anyways, I will see you guys live again on Friday. And then I'll see you guys for both nights of WrestleMania, and I'll see you guys again next week for Raw. Let's keep the hype up. You can catch daily videos. You'll catch tomorrow's video. I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. Tomorrow's YouTube video. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin with the World Wrestling Federation title on the line from WrestleMania 17. That ended with the biggest plot twist in history of the sport. Anyways, with that being said, so many great matches to look for. So many great commentary matches. So many great match commentary videos to look forward to. I'm doing some more commentary this coming Wednesday is my next recording session. You can look forward to Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship. The huge I'm trying to figure out the word. The iconic, Intercontinental title ladder match between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 10. So you have that to look forward to. A lot of great stuff to come. Anyways, with that being said, have a great night, everybody.